Welcome, everyone. We're here to walk you through the huge shakeup of the UDIN Portal. You've probably heard that the ICAI has moved everything over to the new DigiCA Platform. And let me tell you, this is way more than just a new coat of paint. It's a fundamental shift in how you work every day, and we're going to break down exactly what you need to know.
So, let's just jump right into the big question, right? With this complete overhaul, what does it actually mean for you and your practice on a day-to-day basis? Because trust me, these updates are going to touch every single step of your workflow, from the moment you log in to how you manage all your compliance data.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the new way you log in. Then we'll check out the cool new analytical dashboard. After that, we'll dive into the new rules for generating UDINs, look at the better management tools, and wrap up with the important changes to revocation and support.
Okay, first things first. Just getting into the system, your very first step, that login screen, is completely different now. So any old muscle memory you had, you're going to need to change it right from the get-go.
This slide really says it all. Gone are the days of having a separate username and password just for UDNs. That's completely gone. The new DigiCA Platform uses your one and only self-service portal, your SSP credentials. And your username? It's super simple now. Just your membership number at ICAI.org.
So the bottom line is this, and it's absolutely crucial. Your SSP login is now the one and only key to the entire UDIN portal. What does that mean? Well, if you forget your password, you don't reset it on the UDIN site anymore. You have to go to the SSP portal to do it. So please make sure you know your SSP login and that it's active.
Now, once you get logged in, you're going to land on something brand new, your dashboard. And this is where the platform really starts to feel different. It's not just a place to punch in data anymore. It's more like your firm's new intelligence center. For the very first time, you get this amazing, clear visual of your practice. This bar chart here, it instantly shows you your UDIN generation trends over the last 5 years. You can see your volume, track your growth, all just at a glance. It's pretty powerful stuff.
And this donut chart is brilliant. It gives you a quick visual breakdown of your firm's service mix. You know, how many UDINs are for audits versus certificates, and so on. And the best part? You can filter all these charts by any date range you want, giving you some really targeted insights.
Okay, let's get into the heart of it all, actually generating a UDIN. The basic flow will feel familiar, but now it has some critical new layers, some new mandatory fields that you absolutely cannot skip. So no matter what kind of UDIN you're creating, there are 3 changes that apply across the board. 1, you now have to select your firm registration number, or if it doesn't apply, you have to actively choose NA or individual. 2, your details are pulled automatically from the SSP, which should cut down on typos. And 3, every single UDIN generation now requires an OTP to be submitted.
Now, you really need to pay attention to this slide. The document description field has much stricter rules. It has to be between 5 and 250 characters, and look at the special characters allowed. It's just a period, comma, underscore, and a hyphen. You try to use anything else, like a slash or an ampersand, and you're gonna get an error.
This next one is a huge new compliance check, especially for GST and tax audits. You now have to enter the assessee's PAN. The system uses this to validate against the e-filing portal, so it has to be a perfect match. And don't worry about privacy. The portal encrypts the PAN, so the person verifying the UDIN will never see it.
And for audits, specifically, there's a whole new multi-step disclosure process you have to go through. This came out of a decision from the 442nd ICAI Council meeting. You now have to answer if a prior year audit was done, provide the old UDIN or the previous auditor's MRN, and even disclose the status of communication and any outstanding fees.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about the tools for managing all the UDINs you've created. This is an area where you're going to see some really significant upgrades in power and efficiency, especially if you're a high-volume firm.
This number right here says it all, 300. For those of you who handle tons of certificates, this is a game changer. The bulk generation limit has been massively increased. You can now generate up to 300 UDINs from a single file upload. That is a huge time saver.
Finding what you're looking for is also way easier now. The List UDIN page has these powerful new filters. You can search by FRN, by the type of document, even by the auditor's opinion. Plus, you can now download your entire list as a single PDF or CSV file, perfect for your records.
Okay, finally, let's cover revocation and support.
This is where you'll find some much tighter controls, but also some better procedures when you need help.
This is a change you absolutely cannot ignore. The rules for revoking a UDN are now incredibly strict. You have a tiny window, only 48 hours from when it was generated. After that, it's locked. And once you revoke a UDN, that's it. It can never be reinstated. The action is final, no exceptions.
But here's some good news on the support side. If you run into an issue, the grievance module is much better. You can now upload attachments. Think PDFs, screenshots, even Excel files up to 5 megabytes to help explain your problem. This should make getting things resolved way more efficient.
And one last quick but important tip about drafts. The new system lets you save your work and come back later, which is fantastic. But just be careful. Once you delete a draft, it is gone for good. That action is permanent and irreversible. There's no recycle bin to get it back.
So, after walking through all of this, the new SSP login, the dashboards, the mandatory PAN, the super strict revocation rules, it all comes down to this one question for you and your team. Is your firm's current process aligned with these new mandates? Because this new platform really demands a smarter, more careful, and more integrated approach. Now is definitely the time to make sure your internal workflows are ready.